can't be by what other people do. You shouldn't be making somebody suck your dick for a job. I mean, it's just you shouldn't do that because if it's a gay dude and he's doing it, you're not asking him if you know that you're putting this kind of pressure of the power that you have. You
just asked them and then they suck your dick. It's just a coincidence. You're Hollywood.
Hang on. Wait, who is gay? Who is gay?
You,
Nico, just come out.
You, Nico, that's who's gay.
I'm clipping that. I don't care. I'm clipping it. And finally, welcome to yet another Three Speech Pod. I'm the Mad Lad of Jihad. I'm here. I'm here with the Bajan sensation.
Bird gang.
Mr. Hate Speech.
Zip zap, get vaxxed, get boosted.
And a very special guest. All the way from New York City, it's Mr. Dante Nero.
Hey, yo.
He's nice. Thanks for doing the pod. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's a big swing to the right in the Young Turks. And Anna Kasparian.
Yeah. She, cause she was like full left wing, and then they had this park, doing one of the biggest news outlets.
Yeah.
And then they just all of a sudden she started doing weird shit, and then she just turned to the other. She went to the right. The other day.
You know what happened? She got mugged. And then she was like, wait a minute, I got fucking mugged. I'm gonna go right wing. That's why everybody's a liberal. Everybody's like, we should. Hey man, let's love everybody and let's not have prisons.
Like that voice.
And then they.
I resent that voice you just
That's
did.
in English. That's in English. Is that American?
Nah, that
voice?
was like some hippie shit. You're trying to argue with, yeah, man, let's start.
That's what left-wing people sound like. And then she got mugged, and then she's like, this is not acceptable. Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, actually, let's not defund the police after all.
Yeah,
let's fund the police. Let's get Daniel Penny on every
Who
corner.
robbed her?
What's that?
Who robbed her?
I don't know. I'm not even sure if that's true what I just said.
Did you hear that or no?
I'm sure.
You saw it on Reddit.
Yeah, trouble. Anna, what's
Saw it
her
on
name?
Rogan.
Kasparian. Anna Kasparian mugged. This is
Everyone's going to be changing that. What's the political climate like in America then now?
Nothing has changed, but I think what happened too is because they voted for Trump, and now a lot of Latinos were the swing vote, really.
Yeah.
Latino men showed up for Trump and put him over the edge, and now they're all going to get deported.
No, they're not going to get deported. They're going to deport the illegals. And then that's going to be enough work.
Leo, you're absolutely wrong. Here's the climate is
they're not going to deport people who are there legally.
They're literally trying to take naturalized citizenship.
The fuck's a naturalized citizen?
That if you were born in the country, you're a citizen.
That doesn't. You can't just take
birthright citizens.
You can't just pump So I go to France. I have a baby. That baby's French.
Yeah.
No, that actually
the baby is from France.
No, America's the only country that has that.
Yeah.
America's the only country that has birthright citizenship.
I don't know.
But they're not trying to get rid of the kids who have already been
Yeah,
I think they're trying to do it.
Yes, they are.
Are they?
Even the DACA people, even they're under a legal constraint. The DACA people who have been here for 10. So it's like if you've been watching
as a
you've
been watching too much CNN, man.
No, DACA I don't even watch TV, so no. But I was watching TYT until Anna Kaspari got mugged. Yeah. I'm done now, so I'm done with her too. but they want to get rid of DACA. They're going to get rid of so like you have a lot of Latino families that have illegal. They may be legal,
yeah,
but they have grandparents who have never.
Well, they shouldn't have fucking broke the law.
It's not a law, dog. It's not a law.
The thing is, though, if we were to turn up, any of us, illegally in America, we would, and we overstayed our visa or something, we'd be deported and kicked out as well.
Yeah.
You can't be going in America illegally. But that's just like if you go anywhere country
that's
illegally.
The thing is
I wouldn't. If I went to America and I got in and they caught me, I'd be like, I gotta go.
Yeah, but they have to catch you.
The whole the whole refugee system is an anti-civilizational immigration system. If you are from a civilized country and you followed,
you can't use a word like anti-civil and not.
I just used it. I'm explaining it right now. So if you're from a non-shithole country like we are, and you go to America, then like, you know, you got to follow the rules, like Darius says. But if you're from a shithole country, then and you go to America, they're like, oh, you're a refugee. You must. Here's all the help you need. Here's the lawyers. Here's how you become a naturalized citizen. Whatever.
None of that is happening.
Man, it totally is.
In order to get citizenship, I know
it's happening in the UK as well.
I know for a fact.
That's how I got into England.
I know that are immigrants. Sometimes it'll take up to between 20 and 30 years to get your citizenship.
I came here at 6.
I'm
still fighting.
He's 54.
And they're gonna give you your citizenship next year.
You haven't even got a citizenship, really, have you? You're still
I don't have a passport.
Nico's a resident or something, but not a citizen.
What's
you
the
had
difference?
That DMT, the passport.
Oh, I did DMT. So to tell you, man, I did it. I sat in the chair you were sat in, man. This room I didn't get a breakthrough, but I tell you what happened, man. It's up and down. The room turned into space, yeah? So I'm in this room, and like, there's space behind me and before me, and it was like I'm looking for a first-person, like, game, like GoldenEye or something, and I can see between the walls or like, this is a simulation.
And mind you, then he was like, yeah, try it. I'm like, fuck you.
Just a taste. Just a taste.
After he described that, he was like, here, try it. Like,
Nah, let's all take it. Keep the cameras rolling.
The thing is, it's not exciting to watch someone do it because you're just sat there going,
Somebody will either get murdered or gay sex.
I watched a video of these people who smoke like bath salts or whatever. It's one of the nasty ones. Salvia. Salvia is what it was.
Yes.
And they jump
And
out out the fucking window. Both of them scrambling for it.
Oh, really?
It's so funny.
Yeah.
They're only on the first floor, so it didn't kill them. But like, I mean, they must have had they woke up
That's the
broken
shit
glass
I
and stuff.
I thought DMT was the salvia where they freak out.
Yeah.
Foam at the mouth and all kinds of shit.
Nah, I was
Real
watching
panic.
Bad Trips one time on a YouTube channel. I might hit the pipe, sitting on for 2 seconds, gets it, opens the window.
what did he smoke?
Exactly. All in the comments was like, what did he hit at minute 2:34 seconds? That's the most comments. Everybody's like, what the fuck did he take?
And there was
Nah, but DMT, you can't do that because you can't even move. You're just sat. You can't. It's not that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like like I did it to a point where I'm like, music sounds amazing, and you're like, I can't be bothered to have any thoughts now, and you're not having thoughts. It's crazy.
I can't believe you ever reached a point of not having.
Like, who am I? But it's like it was great. But I mean, I was scared to have like a breakthrough.
What if though? Because my brother once raised this topic that if you have a trip and you turn gay.
nobody's doing that.
Nico, why don't you just admit it's 2024? Just come out. You can be gay now. You're not in Barbados. No one's gonna get you. Unless Leo has his wish and deports you back, and then you're fucked.
That's that West Indian homophobia.
That deep rooted.
If you from the West Indies, you can't even lick an ice cream cone. You like bananas.
So I do a joke right here, and it's true. Back in Barbados, we eat bananas sideways.
Corn
on the cob.
Like corn on the cob.
Yo, you can't. The West Indian is
very, very homophobic.
You know where that comes from,
Very
right?
homophobic. Where?
From buck breaking.
Mm-hmm.
From what?
So when the slaves were brought over, they would take the biggest, strongest, the alpha buck, and the guy would fuck him in front of everybody.
Is that true?
Yeah.
To humiliate
I got a Polaroid of my granddad doing it.
But that's pretty gay from the guy who's doing the
Me
actual
too.
fucking.
I got the same.
But
His granddad.
So how come there's homophobia in like Uganda then?
Because that's why.
Where British people just fucking their way around
The
the world.
history of homophobia is it was the Caribbean. It's Africans are more homophobic than anybody.
Yeah. I asked a man one time.
Why are you gay?
First time, the first time I went to when I was up in Newcastle. So I left Barbados. I up in Newcastle, and there's a Nigerian guy. He never met or spoken to Nigerians before, and I was it seems strange that I bring what's homophobia in. I asked him, how do you feel about gay people? And he just goes, it's un-African. It's straight, it's un-African, like the whole continent. He's like, yeah, it's un-African, man.
I had a dude who did a comedy. I used to do comedy shows for Caribbean. Before I used to promote shows. And this dude, American dude, went on in front of this place called the Caribbean Dome, and he did a joke about eating pussy.
Yeah.
And somebody threw a Heineken bottle at him because that's so.
Even
eating pussy
eating pussy is gay. You get called a bow cat.
Right. What if they made a chicken flavored pussy?
This guy's racist.
I realized that. I got it when that fucking haircut gave it away.
The haircut.
Fucking gave it right away. I was like, high and tight, this gonna be a problem.
He's like, he's going to barber and he's like, yeah, give me the Republican.
And here's me sitting here admiring your haircut. That's the one I wish I had.
You have no idea how easy it is. Just shine it up and keep moving. They're super homophobic. The Africans are super homophobic.
Yeah.
Bro, anything was gay, man. Anything you do, your trousers too high, you gay. You doing French classes, you gay.
Top three
homophobic.
Top 3 homophobic countries in the world. Who the most homophobic in the
I would
world?
say Uganda gotta be up there.
What about Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Saudi
Once when they
Uganda.
kill you for it.
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Iran, man, they transition you. If you're gay in Iran, they give you the option. It's like death or transitioning. It's sort of like going to school in Scotland.
Because it's true. Iran's got the most trans people in the world. Well,
Really?
because they say, "Are you gay or are you a woman?" And they go, "Oh, I'm a woman." And they go, yeah, "Okay, we'll go down that pathway."
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd be like, "Oh, there's a wall there." Nah.
Yeah.
So there's no.
So being a woman is better than being gay.
Well, they'd say like if you've had sex with a man, then like if they transition you to a woman, then you're not gay. But like if you're gay, then like you're in trouble.
That's
Iran.
why you remember when Ahmadinejad, the ex-president, was like, "There's no gays in Iran." They went, "No," we took and laughed. It's like, no, because they're either dead or we transition them.
Yeah, a lot of women with big hands.
But who do you pick? Who has to transition?
The guy who's gay, if you're gay in Iran, right, and someone
if you gay, your partner gotta be gay too. That whole gay works.
Oh well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
That's kind of how it works.
I never thought of it that much.
That's grape.
I think in Iran they don't catch him in pairs. They usually. However, maybe if you,
I think it'd be the one who's.
So who do they pick to transition? If both of them get caught in the act,
it's the one who's being the woman in the situation.
so the taker,
yeah. So if you,
the bottom,
yeah,
as
yeah.
they say.
Yeah.
So if you're top, you're still straight in Iran. Is basically what I'm hearing. Dante, you used to work in.
Right. So,
Wait.
but what if?
Nico, you're really take the DMT, Nico, and just come out.
What if you took turns?
I don't know the ins. Listen, I'll be honest. I don't know the ins and
Did they
outs
flip
of
a
the
coin?
legalization of
Come on, Darius. explain
homosexuality in
No,
a.
but do they flip a coin and go?
I'm gonna Google homosexuality in Iran. Let me
What
check.
the-
Nico is the most gay, curious motherfucker. He wants to know all. What if you only put half in? You half gay?
A tiny, just a tip.
That's like the DNA test. How much percent
What
gay are
percentage?
you? Imagine you could send off your saliva and it come back and tell you you're 20% gay.
Can't they do that now? Or they use AI or something. They can look at your face.
Oh, well, they just did that. They got that.
Look at your face and see if you're gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that depends on the input. They're viewing the input put in. So,
What?
You know what I mean?
There's
Just like facial
Unless it's
recognition.
another thing I made up. But I'm pretty sure they can do that.
facial
Like,
recognition that tells if you're gay.
it's like a
I don't
gaydar,
think
like
that's
a
so.
AI gaydar.
I've
AI
also got that,
gaydar.
Nico, and I can
Yeah.
confirm that you are gay. No, transgender. Listen, they said in Iran, we've got some homosexual individuals in Iran have been pressured to undergo sex reassignment surgery in order to avoid legal and social persecution for being gay. Iran carries out more sex reassignment surgeries than any other country in the world, ranking second place only to Thailand.
They're like,
Whoa.
pick a team.
Yeah, pick a team.
But I think the West sort of is doing terrible PR for like the gay rights cause, because in the West we've taken it too far. Now they're transitioning kids. And they're really pushing it on the kids,
Okay,
you know what I mean?
okay,
And they're doing
stop.
all this stuff. They're,
Holy
man,
shit.
there's a thing. There's a teacher. There's a teacher in America. Man, they're doing it in Scotland. There's a teacher in America just this week who had his class do this coming out exercise. So it's like, oh, if you were gay, how would you come out? It's like, why are you putting this stuff?
Where did you hear that?
Man,
it's
there's
on the
video-
news.
Libs of TikTok.
What?
Libs of TikTok.
Here's what I would do.
My most
Anytime-
the
let me
greatest
say
and
this,
most
if you're-
valid
if
news
you're
source.
getting your right, if you're getting your information from TikTok, then you're probably wrong.
No,
If
it's not.
any-
But it's true. I mean, it fucking like.
Can
look
I
at-
just
you
can
got-
I just say
okay.
one? Can I just say one thing? But I just want to interject. This is how things work, right? When people like Leo say this is happening, and you read it, it sounds so crazy that everyone, no, that's not happening. But it is actually. That
listen,
has
yeah,
happened.
Let me say something.
This is
one
why
of
Trump
the things,
won.
one of the
Yeah.
things I think is more important than anything else in this country, politically and educationally, is you have to have an epistemology. Is a process by which you find out what is true. What is that process? And if you just do it based on what feels right, anything.
It's not what feel. There's literal
Listen,
footage.
I'm not saying that it might not have happened. I'm not saying. What I'm saying is there's not a culture of that. And anything that I feel good about, that I go, oh, that sounds right. I'm more diligent about proving it wrong than just going with it, because I would rather know more true things than not true things.
But then you're taking an ideological approach, and you're saying, well, this can't possibly be true because
I'm not
blah
saying-
blah blah.
I'm-
You're excusing it, saying, well, this is just a one-off. This
No,
there isn't
no,
a
he
culture of
done
this.
he
I
did- he
said
did
I don't
say-
know. I don't
he
think
did-
that's happening, but
yeah.
I don't know.
No,
and
but he also did say there's not a culture of it. So he might
There's
be
a
saying
massive culture of it.
that video
That's
might
n-
one or two
Anomaly.
people doing that, but it's not widespread.
Leo,
So that
what
might
put-
just be a maniac who let's have it coming out a kooky weird teacher
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
that
right,
rather
right.
than
Some
that
one-off.
rather than having this is state curriculum. You know
But-
what I'm saying?
But like,
So we don't know.
but like, I mean, if you dismiss everything, then you're never going to accept
I'm not
anything.
saying
And
dismiss anything.
How
I'm
many
just saying
times?
don't state it to be true unless you've proven it to be true.
It is true. There's like,
That's no.
I'll
I
get
know,
it
but-
right now.
How many is it state curriculum? Then I agree with you.
There's no way it's state.
You know what I mean? But I don't
There's
believe
no
it's state
fucking way.
curriculum.
So, but what if it's an ideological imperative for these people on the left? Most teachers are on the left, and they believe that it's a good thing to push in front of kids. Then it's essentially an unofficial
That's
curriculum.
not. That's not a. What I'm saying is, if you, it's just like anything else. In America, they say America is post-racial, but that's because it's not an explicit racial ideas like it was prior to 1965.
Oh no, America's incredibly racist against white people.
Yeah,
It's like openly stated. Harvard Law School, critical
No,
race theory.
what you're talking
They,
about
they
is
talk about abolishing whiteness, like literally
nobody's
advocating for
doing that.
genocide
Nobody-
against
that's
white people.
Insane. Nobody.
They literally say it.
Listen,
I'm on the board.
you were.
Let's get
That's
rid of
because you
this.
smoked too much before we started. That is just
Abolish whiteness.
Stop telling the plan. You're fucking up the plan. I'm just saying, it's just anything that's something like that. I don't just talk about it unless I research it. I'll just say I don't know. I'd rather say I don't know than spread some shit, because this is
Here
how
we
you
go.
spread the wrong ideas. You go where you go. Oh, I'm just
Send it to me.
asking
I'll put it on the
questions.
TV.
Here we go.
We got more Coke.
Parents
As in
outraged.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, we
Right.
would never do any other kind of coke. Parents out. I'm just going to send this to Darius. Here we go. Parents outraged after California math teacher orders students to come out as gay or lesbian. This was yesterday. A math teacher at a California high school left parents outraged after he ordered his students to either come out as gay or lesbian during an activity. So this is...
Okay, now let me ask you this. What's the source?
Daily Mail. So legitimate, legacy.
Okay, now
like, this is verified.
Can you
If they're lying about this guy, he can sue them for millions of dollars.
Yeah, but
so.
everybody's not doing that. So
Yeah, but if they're lying,
Yeah,
but they're not
that-
lying
but
because they got
people
lots of
are- so
evidence.
are-
They got the actual
Leo, are
materials.
you
and you're
saying-
still saying, yeah, it's not
that's not what I'm saying.
happening.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, huh? What I'm saying.
The weed vape.
There's a photo from the class.
It might be that one. It might be that one.
Can you now do this? Google fact checking. Just Google fact
There's
checking.
a literal photograph from the
What I'm
class.
saying is that's one. Just because there's one article that says something, it's not. That doesn't make it true.
It's got a photo
It
from the
doesn't
class.
matter. What
Who
does
do-
the
who
fuck
do-
shit-
wait, wait.
it's kids going
I've got quite. Hold on.
If I go to BBC Verify and they say, well, actually, he wasn't wearing a yellow T-shirt, it was
That's not
grey.
what I'm saying.
And then
What
they're
I'm
going
saying
to be like,
this is what I'm saying about epistemology. Because somebody has a photo, that makes
and
it
there's
true.
lots of eyewitness accounts from the class. This is like
just go. Did
you're
read
saying
that?
these people are
Did you-
crisis. Are
I'm
you saying they're crisis actors?
No,
Are we
I'm
getting
not
to
saying
Alex
anything.
Jones level?
I'm saying there's a lot of lies on the internet, and I think you have to do your due diligence.
This is a mainstream legacy media paper.
So there's never been a
They don't-
mistake or anything in the New York Times, or they've never said
they
anything that
they
wasn't
sometimes
true.
make mistakes, but you know what? When they do make mistakes, they get sued. They have to issue
They
corrections.
don't get
This has
sued
been-
all the time.
This has been
Every time
verified.
something is wrong,
Man, if-
people get sued. That's what
this is going to destroy this teacher's life, so he'll be able to sue for defamation if it's wrong.
I'm asking you, is every time they print something wrong, people get sued? Is that what you're saying?
Also, hang on. I against this guy.
Okay.
Me?
Why?
No.
Oh, right.
The
teacher.
guy,
Teacher.
shit, I just pour this on your arm, so for Darius.
It's on the cart. It's on that. It's all right.
So, I believe it's frozen, that's why. Right. I
Is it in the
believe.
freezer?
The fridge is cold.
Yeah, very cold. I'm against the math teacher.
Yeah.
You don't even
You know
if
why?
it's true. Yeah.
got nothing to do
I
with
believe.
I guess the idea of a maths teacher.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's
It's
against
like
math.
no. I'm like,
I hate math.
you're supposed to be teaching math, dude.
Yeah.
Teach
You
maths.
don't know if that's the
Not anal
truth.
sex.
This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you. I'm not
You're a
saying,
math teacher.
I'm not
Teach
saying
maths.
It couldn't happen. I'm just saying we should have the due diligence.
But hold on. But he's what they've done the due diligence. That
Yeah, that-
No,
that in that
their
instance
paper
actually
would've
did
done that.
happen.
No, they haven't.
Yeah.
They have. They may have, but they may not have.
But okay. Who would you believe as a source if I was to say
Nobody. That's what I'm telling
Well, then
you.
what- well, then nothing I can
have
tell
to
you
have
is true.
Multiple sources.
Okay, so what were the multiple? Tell me the
There are
multiple
multiple
sources.
sources.
So exactly, what are the multiple
And
sources?
Leo, I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Oh,
What I'm
you've.
saying-
Oh.
How the
I
table
said, I don't know if it did, and anything with
did.
what is going in America.
But
in
what would
terms of-
confirm? Okay, two things. If what would convince you that did happen, and then
I would find out where it is.
If
I would
CNN
find-
had it on, would you believe it?
not necessarily, because CNN lies just like anything else.
What
I mean-
if Kamala Harris said?
how did we get onto this?
So does Kamal. What if Donald Trump said it? Then you know it's a lie. So
It's interesting because Donald Trump does lie. He lies quite a lot, but what he does, like overall, there's a meta truth. So when he was saying like the Haitians are eating the cats and the dogs, they might not have been eating the cats and the dogs.
they weren't.
But they were still having
They
a huge.
weren't.
They were
They-
having a huge impact on that community.
yes, but they were also paid to be there because
Yeah,
the,
they
the
were.
economy. But nobody.
No, they were
talked
being.
about.
He was
because
having
there's-
what impact on the community?
well,
Because if you had
if you take
15,000 people that just came into it, like 15 came into this neighborhood,
Yeah.
everything is stressed. The medical, they don't have the hospitals for those people. They don't have everything.
They're
Is,
eating the pets.
but
Dogs,
What are you
dogs.
saying though? What were you saying?
About what?
that situation?
What,
So
the-
this is
the meta truth.
like
What's
Dante
the
was-
meta
so
truth?
the meta truth is, like, I mean, it's having a huge impact on that town. It's a small town. You suddenly dump
And people
20,000 Haitian migrants who are like from
So
a.
you think it's justified to say they're eating the cats and the dogs?
I think it would have been better to focus on the real issues, but you know,
But why
Trump
do you
also
think,
wants
but
to
why
get
do
in
you
the
think they
papers.
said? Why do you think
So
they
you
said
agree-
it eating the cats? Why do you think that was the statement?
There was a video. There was a video of someone eating a cat.
No,
in a dog.
yes, but that woman.
It
was,
wasn't-
Wait,
she
hang
wasn't
on,
Haitian.
hang
She
on.
was crazy.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Is it legal to eat cats?
No, it's not.
Oh man, you know what I saw?
This is a callback to when Nico talked about kicking cats. Remember that?
You know what I saw today? I saw footage of a North Korean. You know, Russia's got all these North Korean soldiers because it's running out of its own soldiers,
Yeah.
and so it was a dead North Korean soldier getting eaten by a dog. I was like, how the tables have turned.
This guy.
Man, we live in such a fucked up age now that you can just watch someone getting drone strike with like Benny Hill music, and you're like, yeah, that's just funny. And you know what? It's so, and we've just been so desensitized to it all.
But no, I
Just-
think, you know, when I watch the Ukrainians getting hit, I'm like, man, that, like, it really makes me like feel like sick and angry. But like with the Russians, I'm like, man, you knew what you're doing. You
Not the kids.
decided. You
I-
chose.
I when I see anyone do those videos, either side, because I've seen some nasty Ukrainian ones and nasty Russian ones, and I just feel bad for the person who's being killed because they're like 20 years old. They've just been collected from the streets, and you've seen videos in both countries put on the front line, and they're like, fuck this. If England ever gets invaded, I'll tell you now, I'm not dying in the field in Devon to defend England. Could not give a shit. Imagine you're in Ukraine, you're a Ukrainian kid, and you got to go die in the field, and they don't care. And even when and we all know how it's
It
going
could
to
be
end.
a plane though. You could be.
Well, whatever, but something's good. It's gonna end, and you're gonna be dead. No one's gonna give a fuck about your sacrifice.
You get a
BlackRock's
medal,
gonna-
mate. You get a medal.
You're dead.
No,
you're not
I'm
getting
saying
shit,
if you survive, you get a medal. They give
man. And you
a
got no
medal.
legs. I don't want fucking medal and legs. I'm not. I'm not
They
They
defending.
give you a
Robot
medal
legs.
star and you get to parade around.
Yeah, I reckon.
Nah, but
I'm
I feel
better
bad
than
for
you.
this is a pointless war, and it should have been ended.
Most
It
wars
ages
are
ago.
pointless.
No, obviously
The
some
Crusades was a good war.
Most wars are pointless. We should
Crus-
all just be chilling. There's enough water. There's enough land. There's enough.
Yeah, but you
For
got to tell
everybody.
Putin.
Yeah, but you
Putin's
got
like,
people that want to take all of it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's the fact that the wealth is focused on a few people, and they don't give a fuck about anybody else.
And they should be forced to take mushrooms.
Actually, I
That'll-
think
that'll work it out.
I think psychedelics is the way.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they stop you
Yeah.
taking that, because you become more chilled. Before the pod started, before you guys got here, obviously both late. Dante was on time. Dante was telling me about.
You
I
can't
was
blame
here
me for-
early. I
you
was
can't-
at 12:30.
you can't blame me for being late because, like, when you said 11 last night, you said 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I've got to factor in how late these pricks are going to be. So then, you know, I went a bit long in that factoring, but that's not really my fault. That's your historical precedent that you set.
Leo's like, so it's tomorrow.
To be fair, it did take me about 2 more hours to set this shit up. But Dante was saying, man, he was telling me about his life before, like, and he.
Wait,
used to-
hang on, Dante. You're a New York guy, right?
Yeah, but wait, Dante used to be a male stripper and work in Vice. He's got a fucking whole, and he was best friends with Patrice. Got a whole shit, man. It was
Come
interesting.
on, drop some stories. For
Yeah,
the crew,
man, drop us
for
some
the
stories.
UK.
Yeah. So wait, so Dante, quickly tell everyone who you, because I think
So
we
I went-
we know
I
you, but
was-
they don't know you.
I actually went to college on a half scholarship. I was a
Make sure these cameras on, cause this man might be talking for no reason. That's
They
the
on?
start.
Are they working?
That's the start. That's the start pod. This is.
We didn't get none of this.
We used to be like, sorry, Dante.
Yeah.
The lens cap was on. The lens cap was on. Sorry, bro.
I feel like none of the cameras on. Darius just wanted company. So he was like, let me fake and see. Let me fake like there's a podcast so people will come to my house.
He's just lonely.
He was lonely. And he has to, you don't even have to do this. We know the cameras are not on. He's committing to the bit. I think this one went off.
There's a cry for help.
He got us doing mic tests, and none of the mics is on.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Is this still on?
These ones are recorded.
He said it.
This one's dead. This one keeps on dying.
We're gonna just have to, but you got the audio.
Yeah, audio.
We can still play this. All right, cool.
And this is.
Jesus, peace, man.
Anyway, you tell us about you. I'll sort this one out.
So I got out of. I went to
Is this
college.
one on, Leo?
Yeah,
This is yeah, cool.
I went to college on I had a half scholarship. I was fencing.
Wait, hang on. You gotta start with where you
fencing?
where you
So
were
I'm from
born.
Brooklyn. I'm
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn born.
Born and bred.
Yeah. My whole life, Brooklyn born.
Is it tough out there in these streets?
Now,
in Brooklyn?
not now. Like I came 80s and 90s. 80s and 90s was insane. Like I don't even know how. Like when I think back, I don't know how I made it out of that. I've literally been shot at, like not just in
Leo's loving that.
Is it just because I'm getting shot, or just in general?
Leo's like,
he just likes guns. What are you?
he's like black people. It proves my point.
But it's,
I was walking on the street, getting shot at. I dropped my
it's,
KFC bucket. I went home to my single mother.
I drank liquor and told my kids to stay home from school.
We tucked into some watermelon. That's what going through Leo's head.
You know, whatever in his head is in his head. You can't get him.
Yeah. I tripped over my 12-inch cock.
No, he didn't say that. That's the part. You know, that's the nightmare part of the story.
Oh shit.
But I grew up Brooklyn, rough neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, poverty and all kinds of shit.
Is this the crack era?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm 58, so crack era was like 80. Yeah.
Jesus.
So like 80 was the crack. 83 was the crack era, and that was because of Ronald Reagan brought all the cocaine in.
The Oliver North.
Yeah, he put,
And the Contra Affair,
that
yeah.
was all of that. But I grew up in that, and I left school and I became a male stripper for 10 years. 10 years I did.
You left school at what age?
I 22, maybe 22.
Leo's thinking 5.
21, 22. I mean, I stayed up there for an extra year because I was working with emotionally disturbed kids up there, and then I got there was a kid in there who I liked and didn't have no family. I used to bring him home to my house for Christmas and stuff because he didn't have nobody, and they put him in the system, and he used to work out with me, so so the counselors were scared of him, so they would write him up all the time because he because
To
they
send
were,
him to like the
they
suburb
sent
or
him to
jail.
a sanitarium.
Right, yeah.
And then I lost touch with him, and it kind of fucked me up. So I left and came back to Brooklyn. And then I didn't have nothing to do. I had a friend of mine that was already stripping, doing bachelorette parties. And I knew I grew up with him, and he was doing it, and I started doing it down in Brooklyn. And then I started a group. I had like 16 members in a group. And then
16 male strippers.
Yeah. I had a whole, and all of them,
That's a bit gay.
all of them was like kind of thuggy too, because a lot of them were some dudes who had got out of prison, some guys who were bouncers, the guys who worked out and stuff like that. And there was, at the time, there was a really distinct line between the gay strippers and the straight strippers because you couldn't do both. Like if you did
You
both.
got Nico's attention now.
Now, where I'm from, both of them are gay. Where I'm from, like that's that whole like thing is
Yeah,
just gay.
I mean, fucking your wife is gay in the Bahamas, so it's like This dude, something about you, the way you love your wife. Oh, you love your kids too? Fuck, he's definitely gay.
Yeah.
He's sucking cock.
You got an umbrella. This guy is gay.
You love your mom. He's gay. How do you love your mom? Fuck.
This guy reading books. This nigga's gay. Hey, fucking hell.
But it was like really distinct between. So there were guys who did gay shows and guys who did straight shows, and it was like there was no crossover. And if you did, you get blackballed. Like if you did, because they were trying to, because you cut, really it's financially, because if women think you're gay, they wouldn't find you attractive.
All right.
So it was like really distinct. And we used to get that. Like if you were a male stripper, everybody would be like, oh, they were all gay.
So hang on. Were you built? Were you hench?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Yeah, well,
You
I
can put it
don't
up.
need to see.
Are you sure? Are you sure? You know what? He wants to be gay, and then every time he's oh no, I can't.
I'm not gay, but I like judging men's bodies. So let me see.
That is
What
true.
would you do, right, if Darius watched that and got hard?
Listen,
I honestly, I can, right, I'm going to quickly say this because I've got to sort this camera out. I can appreciate the male form and what it takes to be in shape.
that's definitely gay.
No, I'm 100% not gay. I know for a fact. I
Send in
know.
your DNA to
It's my, listen,
1-800.
put
I'm
my
not
face
gay.
in any AI gay tester and it will be like, this guy's 100% straight.
He's like,
I wish, man, I would love to be gay. If I was gay, I'd be having sex all day, every day. Different men, it'd be amazing. But unfortunately, I find men physically repulsive, but I can appreciate the male form. I had,
definitely gay.
Leo, do you remember Louis?
Yeah.
So my friend Louis, Egyptian, Arab, Muslim, he's got a cousin.
My friend as well.
Yeah, our friend Louis. He's so homophobic. He's so homophobic, his cousin, that he was like, I'm sorry, because I get disgusted because I can't even tell. I'm so straight, I can't even tell when a man's ugly. So I said, you can't tell if David Beckham is better looking than Ricky Gervais. And he was like, they look the same to me. I was like, come on, man. So homophobic. Anyway, show us a good looking picture of you, Dante. I'm trying to fix this.
If you can pull that up on the screen.
Prince Mandingo, send that to me and I'll try and put it on the screen in a second. Come on, Prince Mandingo.
That was
that
your
your
name? That's what my girl calls me. That's crazy.
where do you think she got it from?
She called me King Mandingo. Emperor King. She called me the God Emperor of Mandingo.
Nico's mad because his girl's been calling him by my name for all these. She's pissed off.
Oh, shit.
But I did that, and I produced shows.
So, a friend of mine, right? An Italian friend of mine. Because they're Italians homophobic, just like Caribbean people.
Everybody's homophobic. I mean, in every country, it just was never. Unless you're talking about
It was
ancient
gay.
Greece.
It was gay. Yeah. In every
Ancient
country,
Greece,
it was
they were
gay.
like,
Oh, shit.
But it's always been homophobic.
Yeah. So she told me that she got a friend, right? And the friend, what the friend, is gay. So it's a guy and a guy.
Right.
And they came over. The guy is not from Italy. He came to hang out with the guy in Italy. And she told her dad that. It's like, oh, yeah, Andrew or whoever came to see Filippo, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, the dad goes, what, in the same house? And then he asked, what, where do they sleep? And she's like, in the same bed. And he's like, mind is blown. She's like, couldn't understand. And he goes, and what do they do in the bed? Like, he couldn't understand it. He's like, this is fucking insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, people go, oh, the Caribbean and Africa are homophobic, but in Europe, there's still that there as well. So, like, what he's saying is like, it was a thing
it's
in every
everywhere.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Well, yeah, Scotland as well. Growing up,
yeah.
it was dead homophobic. I think it's probably changed a bit now because the government made it illegal and stuff.
Yeah, but even if it's legal, the
In
culture,
Barbados, we are quite progressive. Because one time a guy was going to throw something at some gay people, who were kissing at the airport.
Yeah.
A Bajan guy, he said, "Nah, leave the Batman alone." And that was
that was
that was
the whole LGBT movement.
yeah. That's
It's
what I'm
one
saying.
guy, yeah, leave the bottom man
He's
alone.
like, leave the bottom man alone.
And the revolution started.
That was the moment.
That's
And then,
your Harvey Silk. That's your Stonewall.
yeah, that happened, and we were like, "Fucking hell, that guy is next level."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that how you got into stand-up from being on stage? And
I was
So wait, you gotta tell us about the strippers. What's going on?
Well,
You're a male stripper.
You
What's happening at these parties?
You cut across me with that slow ass story you just did. Took you an hour to get it out and now I'm fucked up.
Which story? Which story?
All of them.
I might do.
Holy shit, Leo, you are a saint. Even though you're a hateful bastard, you sat and watched that long, dumb story, like attentively. Like, come on, give it to me. Come on.
it's like my kid does a drawing.
Hey.
Holy shit, was it me? That's why the camera went out. We ran out of.
He's over there thinking, yo, Lero's making some great points about the black community. Oh, shit.
So I did that for 10 years. I stripped for 10 years. And it was like, it's weird because you get a possibility to see what it's like to be a chick because you're the one that's objectified, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how did you feel
What's
about
it like
that?
being I think I'd like being objectified.
How do you
I
feel
don't
about
think
that?
we look at it, just as men, you don't look at it the same way.
Yeah. I
Because
guess there's not that level of threat or anything.
Right, that's the thing I always, so like I have.
Unless you down south. Unless you're in like Portsmouth.
Oh yeah, and like women, like man, because I guess
Some of them
the
women
flip
feral,
side of
mate.
it is like women don't feel like they can be a threat. So man, you get like a 45-year-old woman who's had a bottle of white wine and
Who's
Jesus.
divorced, recently
Oh,
divorced.
that's right up
Man.
your. Oh, look at his face. he got it pictured in his head. He was like, oh man,
Nah,
Jesus, Susan.
No, them women crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, because they're in their sexual prime, and they also understand that their value on the marketplace is decreasing. They don't have the same opportunities, and so when the opportunity comes, they're not. You're older. You don't. You
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you do what you want to do. You don't have all this other insecurity going on in your head. So, but I got a chance to be.
So would you say married women in the strip clubs to see you would you say women cheat as much as men?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. I had a situation where I did a show for this. It was a bachelorette party in Long Island. And I went, they gave me a little bathroom to change. I'm in the room changing. The bride-to-be comes in, and she starts giving me a blowy, right? And
What? I'm trying to send this to the screen. I just said the bride to be gave me a blowy.
What?
Bride-to-be gave me a blowy, and we're in there, and somebody's knocking on the door. We get busted by the mother-in-law.
So the husband's
mother
mom
busts us, and she goes, "You fucking bitch! You come in here sucking dick and don't call me." And fucking came in the room, and they both hit me off.
What?
And so
No.
What the fuck? The
Yeah,
husband's.
Hang on, turn that phone off, babe.
Yeah.
Come on.
I gotta make sure it's not my son. Hold on, real quick.
What?
How do I screencast? I want to show you a picture of Prince Mandingo.
Oh, I sent it to you, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how to send it to the TV.
Input device.
Is that input device? Fucking Samsung shitty.
I got a Samsung TV. It keeps coming up with it keeps thinking I'm talking to it in Korean.
Calling son?
Yeah.
Well, this is.
What's up?
We'll take a quick break.
Huh?
Check that all of them running.
You got to plug it in and then turn on the back, make sure the light is on, and then hit the buttons in the front. There's a green light. I'm right in the middle of the podcast. Switch it. All right, later.
What time do you think you'll be back?
I got to be back there before 4.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah. What was I saying? What the fuck? Leo, I know you're paying attention. Because Nico's high as shit right now. He's baked. But you get to be the object.
Yeah.
But we don't like you. But you was
No,
that's right.
you did no.
You was saying wait.
Pull up.
He was saying there's not that's the thing that men don't understand is that every time a woman gives you her number, in the back of her mind, she has to consider whether or not you might kill her. Like that's in her, and that's something that as men we don't ever think about getting raped or unalived.
I just want to point out the professionalism of Dante. Dante does a relationship podcast, and he knows that if you say the word rape, you will get demonetized. That's why he said graped. However, on this podcast, we make no money, so we just say rape.
Fair enough. So that's a consideration.
Yeah.
So safety is the first, and we never go.
Hang on. You say graped?
Instead of the other when
But
you say,
Sorry,
maybe
Dante.
so you're assuming the algorithm is so dumb
It is.
can't pick up
is.
grapes.
That's why they say unalive instead of suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, it's AI. AI is supposed to be
But
learning.
it's all virtual. The whole.
Hang on, no, wait, come on, wait, pause. Great.
I'm sorry.
Wait, hang on.
Sorry.
No. A fruit cannot have a past tense. So you're assuming the algorithm is so dumb that it wouldn't learn that, great
Nico,
is rape.
This is a fact.
So we're gonna
on the
demon-
internet. This is just a fact.
But you're
What you could
AI is supposed
you
to learn
could-
from the past.
you could make a verb out of a noun of like
Yes.
if throwing grapes at somebody was a thing. You could say, "Oh, you've been graped."
not only that,
you
but
can
you
but
can't-
it's not. It's not in
but
the
you
current
can't-
lexicon. It's not.
Yes, but it doesn't. But that doesn't read the lexicon. It reads like so. You can't. You could put something in a program and say if somebody says grape that to flag them. But to do that would mean that you're taking a whole word out of the.
And there's going to be
No, but the
all these
only
grape
reason-
farmers out
no.
there trying to do their videos. And
No,
they
no,
can't
no,
do
no,
their
no, because
wine
there's
producers.
no past tense, and it would become on urban slang that graped from podcast, blah blah blah, beans.
That is not.
You're
Great.
revealing
I
your
think
age.
until it is an AI thing.
No, I'm saying that.
Yeah, no, they could. They
It
could
would
do
pick-
that.
yes,
And
exactly.
They do sometimes do that. They pick up things that become, get flagged by, the ADL or whatever is an anti-Semitic thing, and
Yeah.
then they,
Yeah.
that gets picked up.
But they add
What?
it.
What?
They
Yeah.
add it in.
What
Yeah.
comes into
But they
the
have to
common
add the
parlance or whatever?
lexicon, add it into the lexicon, and it has to happen so frequently
Yeah.
that they need to add it, or
And you
somebody
don't-
has had the power.
Right, and
to
because
add it to
we're
the
all driven by money and not being demonetized, that could possibly fall into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 So that eventually will be picked up by the algorithm.
Possibly,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's what I'm saying.
Or maybe they like the fact that there's a way you can say it and everybody knows what you mean that doesn't.
You could have
You know?
said there was when early in YouTube you didn't have to omit that.
Yeah.
that happened as a process.
I think
Unali-
YouTube's-
just like on a live.
YouTube's getting more lenient again because I
Yeah.
remember a few years back, like a lot of people were getting demonetized, getting stuff, even having their channels taken down,
This one.
Yeah.
and now YouTube seems a bit more lenient.
Yeah. It's changing. It's changing. So they but that's why you would do that is because it's not in the direct lexicon.
Yeah.
So if in Brooklyn we used instead
So
of
there will be a catch-up period, is what I'm
maybe
saying. Yeah.
or maybe not. Like we used to say merc, like a mercenary.
Yeah.
Yo, I murked that dude or something like that. But
Is that where it came from? Mercenary.
no, merc. What do you mean? Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Murked.
Murked.
Because I was spelling it M-U-R-K.
Yeah, you just can't spell.
I mean, it's also just a slang, so
Yeah.
I don't care. Nobody's checking your
So it's
spelling.
M-E-R-C.
MERC, murked.
Okay.
And the past tense is ED, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's a good speech that you derailed the whole fucking. Holy shit! What the fuck?
What's the
Now I
correct
know
grammar for Mert?
Now I know why y'all don't do this podcast often. Holy shit!
Wait a minute. If you really want to know the podcast why we don't do it, it's because I ask stuff like, "What is your internet speed?" That is why. But also these weird conversations. But yeah, so you were doing that, and then what happened?
And then I right around that time Def Jam broke. So when Def Jam came out, everybody, there was like this whole black comedy boom, and I was already producing huge strip shows with I had like I did a show where I had 4,000 women, and I flew.
Sorry, can I pause you again?
Yes,
Please.
you can.
Because I haven't gotten over the fact that the bride and the bride's mom
Oh yeah.
sucked you off.
Yeah, well
That's insane.
Yeah.
But
You think she'd be furious?
Did this
Yeah.
really happen?
yes, and then they invited me to you should come to the wedding. I said,
What?
I'm not coming to the wedding. They was like, come on, but I mean,
Wait. You were at the bachelorette.
I was the stripper at the bachelorette party. Yes,
How many of those did you do? Is it actually like they just all
thousands.
and they just want to suck you off?
No, I'm saying that is an incident. A lot of times you just go and do your thing and you leave.
Yeah. Well, see,
but that's like
if I was
the pinnacle. That's the.
Well,
if I was you, I'd say we need to apply an epistemological approach to this.
okay,
I can't figure it out.
It's like, but you know, it just goes to show you that your concept of what you think women will do and not do. To me, that was as a young dude that blew my. I was like this
Yeah, how do
guy's
you- how do you
marrying this girl the next day.
How do you trust women after that?
How do you trust men? Do you know what I mean? You trust the
don't.
people based on fair enough. You trust people based on the information that they give you and who
Yeah.
they are. You don't. I mean, we don't just randomly trust.
Malcolm Gladwell has a great book about that. It's called Talking to Strangers.
Yeah.
And the different how culture shapes your perception
Sure.
of your interactions and shit. And he said that there's this tribe that where smiling is kind of a sign
it's
of
aggression.
aggression
Like
or
a
something.
dog.
So, and he said that if they watch Friends, they will get the complete opposite interpretation as a
Yeah.
Western thing, because Friends is like overact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
And they're like,
even
they sure, yeah.
Even
And he said that's-
Darwinism
yeah.
says that if you smile at a chimpanzee, he sees
He's
it as
like, yeah.
aggression.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you show your teeth. So it's all kind of interconnected. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all primates. At least it's human beings are part of the primate, I guess, phylum or whatever
Yeah.
it is. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. But culturally, everything is different, and that's
With regards to the sort of sex thing
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fidelity and stuff like that. So if you look at primates, it depends on the sort of society. So bonobos have got huge balls; they produce huge amounts of semen, and they all
Yeah.
have sex with each
This
other.
is crazy.
And their balls are so big they produce so much semen because they got to flush out other.
they overflow the other.
they flush out other
Or if
men's
they
semen
get
with
there
their semen.
first, it's so much that it has to be.
It has to
flushed.
be,
Yeah.
has to be them. Whereas gorillas have a much more.
What
sort of-
was the bonobos do?
They all fuck each other all the time, so they produce
All of them.
lots of
There's like
semen
no-
to sort of flush out other bonobos' semen, so they've got more of a chance. Whereas gorillas have a much more rigidly hierarchical society where it's just the alpha male has sex with all the females, and so they have tiny testicles because they don't need to produce that
Right.
much. And what's interesting is human
Because he got muscles.
Wait, so the fact I've got tiny testicles mean I bang loads of women?
So that means he's like an alpha.
No, so yeah. So gorillas it's just the alpha that has sex.
The
with all
smaller the balls. the
That's
more
what I've been
alpha.
saying
But
all
they've
along.
evolved. They've
The
evolved
smaller the
that's-
dick as well.
They've evolved to have small balls because they don't need big balls. So you don't, you jettison anything that's
Yeah,
unnecessary.
but right. So the man with the least balls,
No,
closer to pum pum,
No.
he is the
Holy
fucking like.
shit.
no.
That's why I say
We shouldn't have let Nico have that
No,
baby.
no. If you evolve to have smaller balls, because so the less balls you have, the more like dominant you are,
listen.
because you're the
Only-
most
only-
evolved
only-
of the species.
Only if you're a
Only
gorilla.
Gorillas
Let me-
only gorillas and a different species. What he's saying is bonobos is different.
Bonobos,
Right,
so
but
you
which
got-
one are
but
we
wait,
as
listen,
humans?
This is
We
what
have-
I'm going to say. Humans are in between. We got ball size in between bonobos and gorillas. We've got medium
Humans
sized
have
balls.
bigger dicks
And which
than
way we
gorillas.
heading?
And which what?
Which way are we heading? Are we heading towards the bonobos, or are we heading towards the?
I'd probably say we're heading towards the gorillas in a sort of
right,
liberalized
so
society.
smaller balls.
Hold
We're
on, I've
probably-
got.
But the point is that we've sort of evolved to have sort of we're not a rigidly sort of sort of strictly fidelity system like the gorillas, but we're not all fucking each other like the bonobos. We're fucking each other a bit. I just heard that beep.
But the other camera's recording.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows how it plays out?
Yeah.
And why it plays out. That's the great thing about Darwinism, that the organism finds the path to survival.
So you believe in Darwinism, and you don't believe? So you're an atheist?
Yes.
You're an atheist. You
Yeah.
don't believe in God.
No. I don't. Here's what I would say.
But do you
I have
believe
I've never had enough proof to say that I believe in a God.
Okay,
So
that's interesting because most black people
Yeah.
in Brooklyn believe in God.
You know a lot about black people in Brooklyn.
It's true though.
Yeah, look, black people in general tend to be
more.
religious.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm a religious dude.
But
I
if
believe
you,
in God. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Christian, though.
That makes sense.
Christian God.
Huh? Christian God. Yeah,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Methodist,
Yeah, that makes sense
Yeah.
to me. I would not believe. Like I just said when we were talking about political stuff. I said anything is possible.
Yeah.
I want information to make it probable, and the more I want it to, the more. Nico's fucked up. Nico's fucked up.
Sorry, bro.
I'm in the UK. I'm gonna hit you back. All right.
Sorry, Darius, man. Fucking hell.
I'll hit you back.
Hey, Darius, I'm very sorry, mate.
Fucking Nico's fucked up. Nico trying to smoke with me, and he is high as shit. Nico done fucked up the
Sorry,
varnish.
Darius, man. I'm sorry, Darius, man. I'm sorry, Darius.
This podcast is intended. Fucking cameras are stopping. Starting.
This podcast is a mess, man. This podcast is a mess. Oh, shit. You see now, Dante, why we don't do this?
No, I see why you don't do it. Everybody else is fine.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Darius, man. That was not intentional at all.
You high as shit, Nico.
Oh,
I
man.
watched your eyes squint while you were smoking.
Oh, shit.
Watch the Coke. You gonna push the Coke, the Pepsi right off the edge behind the thing on the rug.
Oh, shit, man. Sorry, Darius, man.
You need all of this.
Move the cans.
I had a good time though, Darius.
Yeah.
As long as that happened, right?
About your good time.
I hear that you pour red wine to get out the stains.
You know what I'm saying about epistemology? You just gonna make him pour red wine on his wife.
But that's
You
the
saw it
thing.
on TikTok.
Red
All
wine
right.
gets out stains. Isn't that on TikTok?
No,
Red wine gets out stains.
No, that's like putting your phone in the microwave to dry.
That don't work.
White wine works on red wine apparently.
Or is it baking soda you put on
Baking
red
soda.
wine?
Baking soda.
Baking
yes.
soda. Oh yeah, baking soda. Yeah, baking soda. You put on red wine to get it out.
Well, good thing you got it figured out now. After he poured 2 bottles of wine on his fucking couch. Holy-
Trampino. Which wine is it?
And Nico goes, "Oh, my mistake."
Yeah. Oh shit. Is it Malbec? Is it Malbec instead of Merlot? Oh shit.
Is that still going?
Yeah, it's still going.
What about that one? Is that one going?
That was the one. He's doing the phone.
Oh, you're doing the phone. Okay. Darius, man, you still recording all of this going in the pod?
Just cut it out. Yeah, edit it out.
Nah, keep it in, man.
Something's recording. We've recorded some things.
Look, keep it all in and do the bits where the camera out is Patreon. Or just release the unedited and I edited version. Because some of this shit is funny, man.
Yeah, you gotta go through it. You don't want to get them anything more, any extra shit, any stuff that they don't want to hear. You got 7 seconds from the time somebody watches a YouTube video till the time they scroll. If you don't hook them in, within 7 seconds they scroll. So you can't have no fat.
Well, fuck me. Okay. Everything should be recorded now.
Nah, that was funny though.
When you were a stripper, did
Yeah,
you have to use a cock ring?
Yeah, you don't use a cock ring. You use
How'd you stay? Because I see they fluff and
You
stuff.
asked me the question. Usually you're supposed to wait till I answer it.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm autistic.
holy
Sorry.
shit. What the fuck? You use an ace bandage that you wrap your knee. You cut inch and a half ace bandage, and you put it behind the testicles.
The thing that goes around your knee. How big
Yes.
is your cock?
Well, think about.
But you
think
fluff
about-
I use the 1-to-1 ratio.
What is that?
That the same size on your knee. I keep it on the cock.
That would have been good if we knew what you were talking about. But when you gotta explain the punchline, usually you should not say it.
I just assumed we all had a decent level of education. 1-to-1.
Yeah, we all knew what he meant, right? I use a 1-to-1 with my cock. Okay, we all get it. Holy shit! We looked at him like a German people from tourists, like that don't speak like what?
I saw a documentary about male strippers, and they don't ask me why I was watching it, but they put this like elastic band around their cock.
Yeah, but
But man, you know what happened? The guy it got too engorged, and he couldn't cut it off, and he couldn't do it because obviously you're
What?
cutting too
Yeah,
close
yeah.
to your cock. He had to go to hospital,
yeah, you could. I mean,
and because his
that's-
dick over.
Guys
His dick
used
over
to take it and then take it off, and then go back and back, take it off, put it back on.
yeah, you got.
So you
But why behind the balls?
Because that's where you
I used to use my car tire. For that,
that one's slightly better. Not a lot. Not that you should put your money on it.
Off of Hot Wheels.
That's good, Lee.
So what were you?
Faucet O-ring.
But
still
you
got it,
were
Leo.
stripping before you got in comedy.
You gotta.
You should be out there. You're wasted on GB News, man.
Nico is a mess.
Yeah, fuck me, Nico. This weed has hit you hard.
Mess. Holy shit.
Right, take the alcohol and weed away from Nico. He can't handle it. So alright, let's get back. So you were stripping, and then you gigged with Patrice, how did you get into comedy?
So
When
I was produced. I was
Hang on.
produced. Holy shit.
After the stripping, what did you go into?
I
You
was
did
stripping
straight
and I was
stripping to comedy
I was producing comedy shows, and I used to hire like
as a stripper.
Yeah. But
So
I
you
used
did
to,
both.
Yeah, I was producing and producing strip shows, and then I.
Did people not
Wait,
find?
hang
Did
on.
people not find it weird when they turned up to do a comedy show and you're naked with an elastic band
Not
around your
usually
cock?
not. I mean, we booked it as a first thing I started doing. I was use comics to open up the strip shows.
Yeah.
What?
So like Mike Epps,
Yeah,
and Capone,
that's when
they-
the comedy store started.
Yeah, a lot of places started like that. That's where where stand-up kind of came from. Guys used to do a couple minutes before the show, make people laugh, and then they would bring the girls on. And so I would bring guys on like Mike Epps and Tracy Morgan and all guys who did.
What
Def
if a
Jam.
guy was in the crowd watching it and jerking off at the stand-up comedy, but getting soft at the?
Holy shit! Wow.
told you it's hard, man. It's hard.
And he wants you to sift through all of that horse shit
Yeah.
to find them one nugget.
Yeah.
Wait,
We
hang
pay
on.
our editor £500 a show.
He's editing right now.
Committed suicide.
Film editor found hung in
What
his
sort of strip
basement.
shows you putting on? You putting on male strip shows,
Male
or you
strip
putting
shows.
on women
Male
strip
strip shows
shows?
for women.
But then you still
Oh,
have
so
Tracy.
you're like a player manager.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's like, you know when Edgar Davies was coaching, he
He doesn't know who Edgar Davids is. Neither does Leo. I know.
Yeah. He was the player manager, innit? That's
Yeah.
a great analogy there, by the way.
It was a
But
good.
the Venn diagram between people who understand.
It was
You
a
know
good
what I mean?
anage.
It was
But
great.
let Dante tell us about
Yeah,
it.
let's hear the story. It sounds
Let's hear it, man.
interesting.
So I was used to use them to open, and even as a kid, I always loved comedy. But I didn't think anybody would take me serious as a comic because they knew me as a stripper. And so I would just produce huge shows with all the Def Jam guys. And that's how I was telling you about the guy, the comic who got the Heineken bottle because he mentioned eating pussy. And they threw, like, I used to produce shows and hire comics. Then I stopped dancing in '99. And
You got a knee injury?
Nah, yeah, I actually had water on the knee. I had bad knees. I had a bad back. My back is.
You just had
does
he just
take
had
a toll.
100,000.
It does take a toll.
Yeah, I mean, you're picking up some 400-pound women.
For picking up the women.
in
I
America.
didn't even
Yeah.
think of that.
Yeah, and your knees, you're bouncing up and down. You're humping the ground. and your
Wait,
knees
did
are-
you
yeah.
used to have to train to be a male stripper?
No,
Because
it was-
that would be an interesting
It's,
documentary.
it's just like comedy. You go out there and you do it.
Yeah.
And you figure it out the way you.
Did you? Wait, hang on. Did you used to be like slim and not as muscular?
I sent him the picture.
I didn't see the
can't figure-
picture, man. He
I
said
can't-
he
don't
meant
wanna
to put
see
it
it.
up.
That's
I'm
why.
trying to put it up, but I
Listen,
can't
be
figure it
careful,
out.
because I bring the maybe out of a straight dude.
That's a bar, mate. That's a bar, bro.
Yeah.
It's Prince Mandingo, baby.
That's funny. Wait, Prince Mandingo. Is that you? Yeah. That's
Come on.
what? Yeah, that's nuts, man.
That's turning Nico on.
Wow. So
You look blacker there than you do now.
You realize that's a black and white photo. There's no other option. There's only white and black. All right, I guess so.
That's
But you look more Latin now.
Wow, holy shit.
That's binary racial.
I thought fucking Nico was out of his mind. You just came up from the rear.
What, is that racist? But you look more Latin
it's
now.
But
But you look like more black there. I think it's because you're wearing tribal shit, but that's not. No, I think your face looks blacker.
no,
You-
it's a black and white. photo.
Either black or white, mate.
Oh, maybe it is a black and white photo.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what? So then,
So then I was producing strip shows. I stopped dancing and then I started doing comedy.
So
in
wait.
2000.
Who decided? Is
Me.
that is that a common thing though?
What? To
That
do what?
do some jokes before the women come on.
That's historically in America. That's how stand-up started.
Really?
No,
Yes.
that's how the Comedy Store. It was because what's his name? Don was.
He was a strip guy.
Yeah,
first.
he had a strip
The
club.
one in England.
Yeah, the one in Leicester
He
Square.
owned all his money got from strip clubs. I know that, and I'm from New York.
Yeah.
I'm from Barbados, man.
You didn't know that?
No.
he just knows scary bus drivers that stab people. That's all
I
Nico
just
knows.
know him from as,
I just
as
know how to kick a dog.
Comedy owner.
I just know him as the
Yeah.
comedy store owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
He's quite
have
old
that
now.
background.
He must be like what?
90s in his 90s. I saw him in
90s, yeah.
Dubai.
He's great, man.
And
I
then
don't know. That's
Who-
I started in the Comedy Store after they stopped booking me.
No, I like, no,
That's,
he's great, man.
that's what makes me like.
He
like
still
somebody.
books me, so he's the greatest guy on earth, man.
I always say
I
that's
love
the
that
thing
guy.
that
He's
we
got-
find most attractive about a woman, that she likes you.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that is true.
That is the best thing I
Yeah.
like about her, that she likes me. So,
Yeah.
You know,
So yeah, before you got derailed several times, you were
by who?
saying
Like,
about the movement to comedy.
Yeah, so I stopped doing it in '99, and then 2000 is the first time I started doing comedy in 2000, and then I ran into, because they all knew me, the comics knew me already as a stripper, so I kind of people had a certain kind of, and then I hustled a little bit. You know, I ran the streets and I hustled a little bit so people knew me. Plus, they were like, as a stripper, like that was a thing. Like if you had a party, right? If just a regular party, like dance party, you would always have like a female stripper for the guys and a male stripper for the girls.
Like dancing
that
on
was
podiums
the
or
entertainment.
something.
Yeah, that was the entertainment. At some point in time, they would stop the party and they would, you know, women would move to the front and then the guy would dance and then the female would dance. It was just like 90s was this. That was how they did parties in general, and you always had a stripper on everything, you know. And so I was doing that. So a lot of dudes I knew. Like I met Biz Markie, I met Biggie, I met Cypher, all these because all of those guys who did hip hop later were mobile jocks.
Pause. Do you know who Biggie is?
Yeah, of course I know who fucking Biggie is.
Who's Biggie?
He's the big fat Biggie Smalls, big fat guy who like got shot. There's Biggie and Tupac, and he got shot.
He's a wrestler in the New Day.
Right. And I think he would have asked if he didn't know, right? But that's so it was like the community. So I started doing stand up, and I knew those guys already, or they knew me.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a reputation back then already, and so it was an easy transition. You just, you know, you get on stage and you figure it out, just like strippers. The transition is the same because the business is the same. The product's a little bit different. You got to hustle. You got to promote yourself. You got to get your own gigs. You got to perfect your own style. You got to promote yourself, whatever. So it's kind of the same thing as comedy. So it was an easy transition for me.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you.
So, baby, hang on. Did you used to, because now you do comedy, right? And you were a promoter. You saw, hey, I can put on my own strip shows and make some money and get some comedians.
I mean, I could get into that, but at the time, it was kind of like like professional wrestling. Like if you stripped in Queens, you couldn't strip in the Bronx. It was like real
territories.
Yeah, it was territorial, like old
NWA.
WWE,
Yeah,
right?
I thought they'd want to like mix it up so you see different strippers.
Because you have egos, right?
Right.
And so but they were
Oh,
promoters.
shit, you want to be like the man in that area.
So
that's crazy.
You couldn't, like, guys wouldn't, they would have cliques. Even if you were from Brooklyn, if you danced with the guys in the Bronx, you couldn't dance with the guys in Queens. Like, it was very cliquey. But there were guys in each borough that kind of were the big guys in each borough.
Yeah.
So when
Hang on. Does penis size matter as a male stripper?
Yeah, it's got to.
I mean,
like
yes and no. I mean, you don't have to have you gotta have, you know, you don't want a micro penis, but you can. I know guys who didn't beef up. What they call beef up was where they.
What business is more dirty? Comedy or stand up? But like, which is more like, which has more nefarious
Back to
Oh,
characters?
penis size.
You always focus.
Nico, give him the
Nico, no matter
DMT
where we
vape. Let's
go,
just see him come out.
Right back to the dick.
Give him the vape. Just come out, Nico, man.
Holy shit. I was like, so do you think Saturn is still he's like, what about the dick?
Do you think they have gay sex on Saturn?
Hey, no, but seriously though.
What?
Like, at what, you know what I mean?
I mean, if you got a small penis, it's got to be bad for stripping.
Yeah,
It's
sure,
bad,
but
you
if
wouldn't
you
go
got
into it.
a, you know, a decent, you don't have to be. There were guys who their whole showcase was their dick size,
Yeah.
and there's guys who were great performers.
They had to be more like, you gotta dance more if you
know
got a
how
smaller
How long you
penis.
been doing this?
No, but that makes sense. Here, hang on. Like, the worst singers in the world, they use the most
They're more
fireworks
performance.
and
They're
they
more
dance and
performance.
shit. Like Cheryl Cole, she can't sing for shit. Or Ollie Murs, they gotta get fireworks and dancers and shit.
Like
Whereas
J-Lo does it.
Adele can
It
go
just
out there.
stand and
Yeah,
blow.
she
Yeah.
can just like, she's actually talented. Same thing for male strippers. If you got a little dick, you gotta distract them from the fact that you don't have
If you
a
got a
little
little
dick.
dick, you're probably not
Gonna
strip
go into
because
male
you-
stripping.
You wouldn't be
Because-
attracted.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying, and if you did,
No,
you
but
would
if
be
you-
breakdancing.
I don't.
spinning
Stop
on your
looking at
head.
You
me.
had big guys. You had
Big.
big guys like bodybuilder guys that did very little dancing, and you had little guys who did a shitload of dancing. And I was good because I was in between. I did martial arts. I bare knuckle fought. I used to fight for money. I was like in between.
What's your record in bare knuckle fighting?
I had 6 fights. I drawed 1.
And you lost 5.
And you lost 5.
I'm brave.
I'm 17-2 back in Barbados.
Yeah, what bare knuckle?
Is
or
that
no?
for
Bare
real?
knuckle, yeah.
Is that for real?
Great.
Nico, primary school fights don't count, man. He's talking about in the streets. He's doing, I'll bust up these heads in primary school, man. And they were all girls.
There's only 6 people in Barbados. So
wait.
He just fought the same guy over and over again.
So you were in bare knuckle
So I did
fighting?
martial arts.
What martial arts?
I did jujitsu,
Yeah.
but not like Japanese jujitsu.
It's before
And then
it
when
was-
I would fight, I would do a lot of. I would.
How'd you get into bare knuckle fighting? Like, how's that happen? Is that for money or is it just for?
Yeah, for money.
Okay.
I took karate, Shotokan, Kyokushinkai.
That's
and
gay.
Huh?
That's gay, karate.
If anyone would know, Nico.
Nico. Then my
That's
dad.
why I like it.
The higher he gets, the gayer he gets. You know?
Take the vape away from Nico.
And then my dad taught boxing, so I learned how to box. I knew Shotokan. Then I did Japanese jiu-jitsu with Louis Farrakhan, the FOI. Those guys I trained with those guys.
I met his son, funnly enough.
Yeah.
Louis
Out
Farrakhan.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
You met
His
Louis
son.
Farrakhan's son?
Yeah. I nearly sold him. In fact, did I sell him? I was a door-to-door salesman and selling aerial pictures. Yeah, I was selling it-
What?
selling
When is this? What year?
96. It would have been.
Yeah. So
He
how
was
you know?
selling
it's-
Bibles.
People did that.
I'm
Encyclopedias.
from, but yeah.
Yeah. And this was before like Google Maps.
Where
and
is
stuff.
that?
This is before Google Maps. You
that
show people a
old?
photo of their neighborhood. and they're
My
like, oh, wow, you know what I mean?
encyclopedias.
Yeah.
That's old as fuck.
I
man.
wasn't selling encyclopedias, but people did.
Fuck.
Leo,
I
how
probably
old
still
how
do.
old are you?
48.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. So run us through this.
Holy
You're
shit.
what were you actually doing?
I was selling aerial photographs of people's neighborhoods so they could see their house, they could see all the other houses in the
So
neighborhood.
you
So
would
somebody
go
went
on-
up in a plane.
This is a company?
There's a company, Airpick it was called.
What?
Yeah, and like we went out, like I was like 19, I think it was. So I was too young to drive the cars because you had to be like, I was too young to drink. I was too young to drive the hire cars and stuff. So they had to buy a car from me. Bought like this T-Bird, like total rust bucket, with 5 liter, man, and that thing just fucking went.
What is
and when
this
when you
business?
went, it was fucking because it was totally broken because it was so cheap. It would squirt all this fucking green gunk on the air conditioning was fucked. So it'd squirt all this green gunk from the air conditioning unit onto the windscreen.
Wow.
It's mental. But man, I had such a great time.
Yeah.
Wait. So you're selling pictures like a ghoul.
Yeah, but
Of
we
a
got
neighborhood.
Dante. We can speak to Nico to Leo about fucking his
I'm getting out of here. in a
selling
few. I
speed.
gotta
Yeah,
get back.
Dante's got a son. So
Tell
you.
me about this.
Well, tell him about. Well,
Yeah,
he can tell you
yeah,
about
back
that
to
later.
you,
on.
Dante.
But tell us. So
So I did. So I started going to different martial arts. Like I took judo, I took taekwondo. I just would spend 2 years here, there, whatever, and then.
but how someone come up to you and say, "Hey, you wanna fight someone better?" Like, what was
I
the?
I was a street dude, so I was a pretty, had a little reputation as a street dude, and they was like, "Yo, you want to fight? I got a $4,000 for you
$4,000
for the
Holy
fight
shit.
this dude." And I was like, "Game." So I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah."
Yeah,
I've
that's
been
like
fighting niggas for free all my
that's-
life.
and that's like that's in 2000, so that's $4,000. That's like that's a lot of money.
that's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
That's the host and Clapham.
So you were doing that and stripping and comedy.
Yeah, I was doing everything and bouncing.
And
I
bouncing.
was just hustling,
Nice.
And I did all of that, and then I was producing shows and I was actually.
And
a
how'd you
mobile-
become-
I was a mobile DJ.
What's a
first.
mobile DJ?
You know, where you travel with your equipment and you spin at parties. Right?
Okay.
And at four
Have you
o'clock-
been to the P. Diddy parties?
No. I mean, I bounced at P. Diddy. I bounced for them.
What's
did
your
you-
opinion on the P Diddy
Yeah.
stuff?
The P. Diddy and the Jay-Z stuff. So start with P. Diddy.
If you look at Shirley Temple, Liza Miller, this has been going on forever. The problem is now that social media is bringing it into.
What are you
this-
saying? Liza
I'm saying
Minnelli
all
was
of
touched
them-
by
yeah.
P. Diddy?
Oh, no, I'm saying, there's a thing called time.
Yeah.
There's a whole. I'm just saying it's in
All
business.
the Corys, the kid, the stars,
Corys,
child
he
stars.
said it
Corey
back
Haim.
then.
Yeah, they're all like, man, they did a documentary about it. And who's the one who's still alive? One of the Corys.
The
Feldman.
He's
And
doing
They
them
touch-
walkman.
he's saying like, man,
They
all
touched
the
Liza
Hollywood,
Minnelli?
no, all the Hollywood stars. So these young kids like Corey Haim, Corey
Feldman.
all
Corey
that
Feldman, yeah.
stuff. They all got like abused in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it was
By
fucking-
Liza Minnelli.
No. So Liza,
No, fucking leave Liza Minnelli out. Just
He said Liza Minnelli.
No,
Yeah, so
I'm
it's
saying
just
all of
happened.
them happened to them. They
Oh.
all of Shirley Temple. And
Yeah.
They
all-
were touched,
yes,
not they
all-
weren't
so this is-
touching.
I'm saying this has been going on forever. So it's just now with social media, it's a big thing.
Yeah,
right?
whenever
Okay.
you get men with like a lot of money and power and like so much power that people are gonna look the other way, you're gonna get horrible shit happening.
That's why.
Well, I like that everyone just stopped. Maybe Nick is going to say something insightful
what?
right now.
The algorithm loves long pauses. The more long pauses the algorithm loves that.
That's why.
You know how many people scrolled when he made that pause? Just thousands of moving the fuck on.
I think a
The
lot.
graph like this. Well, that's
think
when he said.
I think a lot of people hit subscribe at that point.
No, but what I was trying to say is that when you said, what'd you say?
Holy.
No,
It's
seriously,
just that
there's
it's
there's
in the
always
history.
been-
I'm saying it's in the business.
It's a business.
It's always
Yeah.
in the business, and he's saying that when people get money, what I would say,
Right.
is-
You were
power.
saying that those women were
were raped and
yeah,
whatever, yes.
raped and
Or
whatnot.
essayed.
Yeah. So that happened to them. I was thinking you were saying that those women as well preyed on the young.
Maybe. I don't know if they did. You know, that we're finding out now that a lot of women indulged in stuff. Whatever. Who knows? The problem is when you don't have any boundaries. But I'll tell you the other thing. It's also a level of I believe it's a level of insecurity because when you feel like weak, like you don't have power. And so when you get money and power,
Status,
you
yeah.
want to bend other people's will. Like you look at Harvey Weinstein. Weinstein looked like a troll.
Yeah.
But now he gets power, and now he could take these women that he would never
The
get
women who
before,
always said no.
and he gets a chance to bend their will. And that's also you make the men.
Really,
bend their
Harvey's
will.
the victim.
But also,
You know, do you guys know that Dante does Dante's podcast is about relationships.
hang
He's
on,
a relationship guru.
Tiger
Ken.
Woods as well. So it's like
But you-
ugly or nerdy. If
Well,
you
I don't think it's
If you
I don't
nerdy-
believe that it's how you feel about, like, if I ask you how does a girl know who you are? Like, how does she ultimately get to know who you are? You tell her.
And
From the-
experience from
no,
being,
but then
being with
actions
you.
eventually prove
but-
what you were.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're telling her. She's believing.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
It's in the way you walk. It's in the way you talk. It's in your confidence. It comes through what you think of yourself. And so when these guys when they have low self-esteem, they perpetuate low self-esteemness in everything that they do. The way they approach it doesn't even matter how much money. And then all of a sudden they get money, and then they want to bend people's will because they feel inadequate. Whereas, they just got it all. They got it all effed up in the first place.
No, what I'm saying is a man like Tiger.
But is he ugly?
No, but
No,
he was the
nerdy.
nerdy guy.
Yeah, yeah,
He's,
don't matter how
hang
good-
on. You know a black man playing golf is gay, fam. That's the gayest sport in the world. If you no
Badminton.
Badminton's
badminton
gay.
and golf is up there.
Only if you play with dildos, then it's the gayest sport.
No,
in the world.
but seriously, you know that's a gay sport.
What about
a black man, you got to be playing basketball, football. It's like that bit.
What
where
about
Patrice
Jack
did.
Nicklaus?
It's like that bit where Patrice did when we used to hit niggas and
Yeah.
tie their socks around our helmet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that.
but-
What's that bit? I don't know what you're
It's like
They've
NFL.
gone too black for us.
It's a bit. It's a
That's
bit.
not canon for them, yeah. But no, he does a bit where we used to football.
Don't do the
hit
bit. Don't do the bit.
Yeah.
He just-
Go watch it. It's great.
What
But
is it?
He just talks about, and now in football, you don't want to hurt. You're not supposed to hurt anybody.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
somebody
it's softer.
gets
The
down
game has
and they're
gotten
bringing
soft.
the stretcher out. Everybody's like, oh, both teams.
Pray
When
for
we
him.
used to hit a dude, we would knock the snot bubbles out of him and then stand over him, hump over top
Like,
of him
yeah.
because it was a thing.
And then he said, we come to the next game with the previous team's socks tied around our helmets.
Yeah, so he just talks about it being soft, but it's the insecurity. You have the insecurity, and it's like a poker tell.
Yeah.
That you, no matter what you trying to portray, there's always a tell.
Yeah.
To what you really think
also,
inside.
I think in the
that
no,
relates
listen,
to comedy as well.
I
Sure.
think
The
that-
last thing I was gonna say, let me just say this
You're
quickly,
right.
is that you go on stage, right?
Yeah.
You think you're all this and you're portraying all this, but they fucking can sense.
can see it.
If it ain't real.
Yeah. They can see the chinks in your armor as soon as you go on stage,
Yeah.
and it takes like 3 seconds.
So how you
And then
change
all-
that?
with Harvey Weinstein, I think the part of the reason he did it and he became so successful is because it was a sort of-
Motivation.
no, it evolved as a system for getting really hot women in
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
Because you'll notice the women in films are ugly now, and that's because they used to have a system where you had to give Harvey Weinstein, the most degenerate guy in Hollywood,
he
a
was the
boner.
gatekeeper.
You had to give him a boner to get in a film.
Yeah, he
and
had
now
the-
now there's nobody getting a boner.
This sounds like your argument for why we need bullies.
Yeah, we need bullies as well.
We need bullies. They stop school
wait, you're
shootings, and we need
saying-
Harvey Weinstein because we get good-looking
You're
women in
saying-
films.
because he was ugly, he would want.
No, he's
No,
leaving.
he was the gatekeeper.
He was the
and he had
gatekeeper, and now they're like anyone can come in. So now it's like not. But he was only fit women coming in.
Yeah.
and that's why there were more fit
But
women.
but you're saying because
I'm not saying no. I'm not.
But no.
fit women that were willing to have sex with him.
Yeah.
It was not just you could be fit and
Yeah,
have morals.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of women who turned him down and never made it in Hollywood. And those women who sucked Harvey Weinstein's dick, some of them got a pretty good deal, and now they're complaining about it. It's like you suck this guy's dick, then you become a Hollywood star. There's people sucking dick for $20. You know what I mean?
Or
But you
$40
can't-
in a
you
strip
can't-
club.
You can't look at what other people do. Your morality can't be by what other people do. You shouldn't be making somebody suck your dick for a job. I mean, it's just you shouldn't do that because if it's a
What if
gay
you just
dude
ask
and he's
them?
doing it. It's you're not asking him if you know that you're putting this kind of pressure of the power that you have.
You just
power.
ask them, and then they suck
Wait,
your
wait,
dick. You just, it's
And-
just
and-
a
and
coincidence
that's all
you're
I
a
did. I
Hollywood.
just-
hang on. Wait, who is gay? Who is gay?
You,
Nico, just come out.
you, Nico. That's who's gay.
I'm clipping that. I don't care. I'm clipping it. I'm clipping it. It's been clipped. It's the end clip for 2024, man. We're gonna start Nico off 2025, a whole new life.
You
It's
are-
just gonna be in Barbados, Nico and that one guy on the street, just where he went.
I'm gonna be the new meme.
Yeah.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? You don't spill that. This is an expensive couch. Taking this away from you.
I'm gonna have to fucking
the whiskey?
renounce my Barbadian
Can I have the
citizenship.
whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also saw you being nice to a cat.
Yeah.
Call
Man,
me better the cat. Hey,
That's
click,
gay.
edit that bit out, please. Edit
no,
that
it's,
bit
nothing's
out.
getting edited. So, but Dante, but now you've been doing this your podcast.
Wait,
No,
but
you.
he hasn't told us about the switch from stripping to comedy.
There's a reason he hasn't told us.
Because you keep on interrupting him.
What would you say the reason is, Leo?
So where you
Wait,
got into
that's
comedy,
my glass. Where's my
I've
glass
taken
one?
it away from you for the time
my-
being.
give me my
Are you
glass,
gonna
please.
behave yourself?
Yes, I will.
Okay,
I will.
no,
I must,
don't
innit?
interrupt. Let Dante
Yeah,
speak.
carry on, Dante.
So,
So I switched. I did comedy. I always wanted to do comedy, but I didn't think anybody would take me seriously because I had built this fan base and stuff, and I was going up and down the East Coast, and I went to Switzerland and I went to Italy, and I had took my guy, like we stripped all over the place, and I just didn't think anybody would take it seriously, and I stopped for a few years, and then I started in 2000. I started doing comedy just on a base level, but I was in like the
So that's 24 years.
24 years.
And
yeah.
did you start doing comedy because you really you just got a buzz off the?
I always wanted to do it.
Right.
I think I was more afraid to be a comic than I was to strip.
Yeah.
because you're emotionally
vulnerable.
You're open and honest. I mean, the best comics that you've ever seen are honest comics that are honest.
Yeah.
And not honest with a maliciousness, but just this is what your honesty is. And people recognize that because comedy audiences are just like women. They're super intuitive, like you were saying. They could tell if it's fake confidence. It's like, even when I come here, I've had younger comics say, the British crowds, I don't give a fuck about what I'm telling my story.
Yeah.
You cannot listen to it or you can't. I don't care. I know what's funny. I spent 24 years figuring out what's funny. If you're a plumber, I don't come and tell you how to unplug a sink. So
I like that because what you're saying is something I always say is that the audience doesn't matter.
They don't.
You have to give them your authentic self.
Well, yeah, and also you can overpower. I've seen Darius plenty of times. He comes out, the audience hate him. They're not
and they continue hating me.
He overpowers them.
Yeah,
right, and that's real.
It's just like if you say, if a woman goes, "Who are you?" and you go, she could tell that you don't her magic powers.
Yeah.
And she finds that attractive, that you're stronger than her will to degrade you.
That's what Darius has so great about him, is that he doesn't even understand that what she's doing. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean the audience?
No, or the lady.
Yeah.
Either one.
It's true, actually.
It doesn't register with him.
So I know a guy like that. It's more that
totally like
he's not aware.
He's so on the spectrum that his
that he just
autism bypasses the system.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Because
and she's like,
it reads
what the
as,
fuck?
It reads as
as exactly.
It reads as
and that's what he does. It's not that he's confident. He doesn't realize the social cues that,
from confidence.
bro. Yeah,
because it's confident.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
She's like, what the fuck? I've never seen this level of autism before. This is nuts. You know what I mean?
It's savage autism.
Yeah, it is the same thing because if you don't, if
he's like the Messi of autism.
If he doesn't know it, then he can't project it.
Exactly.
He can't project insecurity if he doesn't understand the social cues to be insecure. But that's the number one thing.
That's like that guy Ian Miller from the Thistle.
Now that's an insult.
Yeah.
That's a whole new insult.
Darius is the same type of comedian.
You know what I mean? They're bombing, but
I'm not bombing. What are you talking about? I know when I'm bombing. Anyway, listen. Forget me. We got Dante here. I want to thank you. That's why he's here. He fucking was. He used to do Opie and Anthony, Patrice O'Neill, done all of that. Now he's in the UK, and we're talking about your coming out story as a homosexual and your podcast of over 10 years. But you give relationship advice. What is the main thing?
Were you in the pickup artist community?
No, that's. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't. Some of that stuff works. But
it all works.
But it's disingenuous, and ultimately.
No, because what it's about.
Those two both were pickup artists.
Nico was a big mover, big player in the pickup artist thing. What is your name?
For men.
What is your?
The cat killer.
I was,
but only for men. He can teach you how to pick up a gay dude on a slow Tuesday.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of the pickup stuff, and I think a lot of the problems we're seeing in society with incels and stuff, pickup artistry, and probably what you're doing as well, is like a solution to that, and it gets sneered at.
I'm going to tell you why. I've been to conferences. I've been to pickup artist conferences. Those dudes are the weirdest dudes in the world.
Oh yeah, they're weird because they can't get pussy. So obviously if you're normal, you can get pussy. You're not gonna.
Right. But what they're teaching is. Like they do neurolinguistics program and they do body language training. It's all like it's a code. It's a
but
cheat code.
It all comes down to like you learn some cheat steps and stuff. But then it comes down to just building your confidence.
But what happens to those guys is they may get the girl laid and then there's what you call buyer's remorse. Now once she slept with you, she's mad because and the difference is now there was a time where that you just had I got you, bitch, and I move on. Now It's like I felt awkward about this, and now you go, well, you forced me. You did so if it's inauthentic, right? And then she wants you're at risk. So teaching pickup, this is why pickup is having such a rough time now, because you're teaching guys to fake it until they make. And I don't teach that.
So what do you teach? Like, what are the main guys come? So what are the main?
So
things?
if a guy tells me he don't get laid, the first thing I tell him to do is so the honesty is like I have an acronym, and that acronym is ACE. It's authenticity, credibility, and empathy. Number one, always tell the truth.
That's what I do in my comedy.
Thanks for that. That really needed to be said in that moment, right? Holy shit.
Authenticity,
It's tell
credibility.
truth, credibility. Say what you
But
mean what you say.
Yeah.
Keep your word.
But hold on a second. That works if you're
That's
like
what
a
the
cool
bird
sharp
gang is
nigga.
all about.
Ace works if you're like a put together cool guy. But some guys are like fucking.
Yeah, but you can't not be a put together
Hey,
guy and pronounce.
Everybody's not cool as us.
No, but I mean, but like, how about like someone comes to you and they're like,
Free
they're
Speech podcast.
ugly.
So what I'm saying, to
Somebody
you
who doesn't have our swagger and our
is,
drip.
you get the swagger by being authentic. What is the swagger? Swagger is you
Being
presenting
your
yourself,
realest self.
but it's you presenting yourself with the confidence that you're not insecure about how you present
And
yourself.
do you get like sort of
And
incel
What's
type
credibility?
Guys, but do you get incel type guys?
Sometimes
like,
I get
coming in
guys
like
who've been 40 years old and maybe been with one woman or two women, or I get guys who broke up with going through divorces.
As many as two.
That's
a lot. so it's authenticity. Wait,
Fucking Casanova
Yeah.
is this.
it's exactly two. We got that. Just how you was raised.
fucking-
Who is
yeah. So it's authenticity is be yourself.
Tell the
What
truth.
is credibility?
Say what you mean what you say.
So
Don't put
give
your
me an
name
example.
I'd say I'm gonna help you. I said I was gonna be here.
And you're there.
Stand on your word.
Not only was I here, but I was here 20 minutes before.
You
Yeah.
were here 20 minutes
Right.
before,
That's-
and now I want to
practice
fuck you.
that.
I'm not even gay.
I know.
Nico
That's
will
what-
step in
that's
for
what
me.
Nico said.
Hey,
This guy doesn't even like me fucking.
hey, cut this up, man. This.
And then empathy.
So, and empathy, you know that somebody else might be going through something that you don't understand. And for me, I don't think you could be a better human being if you practice those things. Like
Yeah.
if you do those three things.
What are the three things? Number one.
Ace,
We just
authenticity,
said that.
credibility, empathy. Tell the truth, back it up, and empathize
And
with it.
have empathy. Now,
No,
if you,
listen.
You know-
That's ACE. Authenticity,
I'm sorry, Dante.
credibility, and
He's got a gig later on.
my point is, if you are if you're authentic, if you're telling the truth,
yeah.
if you're not doing your best, right, you have to be honest. It's not just being honest with other people, it's being honest with yourself. So if you ain't shit, you ain't doing nothing, you don't get to complain that what your position is if you haven't done something to move it forward, because
but this is where you and Leo mesh.
Yes,
and you
absolutely.
agree.
Yeah.
Is that personal effort, should be rewarded. It should be a meritocracy.
And honesty is a really sort of almost disarming thing. I remember like my chat line when I was doing PUA. I think most people, 95% of people doing PUA at the time, it was like they just wanted to be better people and they wanted a girl.
people
they
like
wanted a
Darius.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
They just wanted a girl. They wanted a girl. Yes.
They didn't want to be like having 100
But they weren't
girls
doing.
a week
They
or whatever.
weren't. They didn't
But-
do the work.
But no,
to
they
be-
did. There's inner
They
game.
were not
There's
what you
out-
call high value men
So there's
in
outer.
today's society.
There's
I'm
outer game.
familiar with. I know the
Yeah,
community.
and then there's inner
Yeah.
game where you work on working
Yes,
yourself.
But the point was,
the
once
best,
you get laid, you don't work on the inner game. Like if you're winning, right, and that's all you want is to get laid.
but then I think you immediately want something more. You want a relationship.
Maybe. That all
you want
depends
something
on how
better.
good
but
you are.
my number one sort of chat-up line, the chat-up line I always used
Yeah.
was how's it going? I just came over here to chat you up because I fancy you.
Yeah.
And that's like, it was the honest thing.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, being all like, I
Right,
know there's a lot of
and that always
deflective
works.
sort of like, oh, I just came over, blah, 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 blah.
Right,
Here's
right.
a magic trick. And
Did
it's
you
like,
fall
just
from
say-
heaven?
If you
If
just say what
be
you...
honest,
Yeah.
Because it's important, because if you're dishonest, women perceive it as deceptive, and
And it's
deception
weakness.
or danger.
Yeah.
Because if you're lying,
Yeah,
That's
you
facts.
have something else in mind, and so you're being dishonest.
Women love honesty.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
if
honesty-
If a woman doesn't trust you, when you tell her you love her, how does she believe
The
you?
hardest thing-
Even if you tell her I got your back, how does she believe you if you're a liar?
The
and
hardest
and if
thing,
you're
yes.
85% trustworthy, that's the definition of a liar.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if you're 85% trustworthy, that's enough. I was like,
That's
that's
all a
a
man
good
can
rate.
I was
That's too hard.
I was thinking 85, not 86. That's crazy.
You know
what I mean?
Because if you can't be, there's a show.
But-
I don't know if y'all get it, but you know Judge Judy.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you get caught in a lie in the first 3 minutes, she don't believe nothing.
Yeah,
Everything you say
yeah.
is, and so women understand, and they're great at perceiving honesty because their lives are at stake, so they can't make mistakes.
That's brilliant. That's a higher state.
You gotta.
We don't
you gotta,
think we don't factor that
No,
in
that's-
as
and
men.
But how about? But how do you? So some guy calls you, say, "I need some help," right? And I'm not talking about age.
But,
I'm talking
hang
about,
on.
wait, hold on.
Hang
He's
on,
got
baby,
no
like-
get. He's got
Darius,
nothing.
Darius,
No.
Darius.
He's got
Hold
zero.
on.
A guy calls you. He's got zero. Like his thing is he's
first
got
thing I
no
tell
game.
him- the first thing I tell them guys,
Hang on. What's your number?
Just let him.
The first,
Hey, y'all need to respect me, man. Come on. Come on.
I think this might be our most deranged podcast yet. So he's
the
dumb-
first thing I do is I tell a guy he has to do what I call laying the 5 bricks. That means he goes out, he pays a compliment to 5 women a day, every day, right, for 8 weeks. The compliment has to be non-sexual and it has to be honest, right? So I'm teaching him how to be honest.
Yeah.
And he's
Hang
not.
on, hang
wait,
on.
hold on. He's not allowed to get the number. He's just to give the compliment and keep it moving. The first thing that does-
such as a
that
compliment.
makes because if you're looking for the
No, a compliment
I'm
like.
explaining
Oh,
it to
sorry.
you. Shut up. If you're looking for the response, now the communication is transactional.
Yeah.
So because it's like I'm giving you this, I expect something back. Which
You're
is
transferring the power to her.
Right. Well, she may see it or she may not
Yeah.
see it, but if it's non-transactional, right? Or if she doesn't respond, it doesn't matter. If she does respond, if you're trying to get a number, it's transactional.
It takes
You
the
have-
weight off it.
You have to be comfortable enough you have to communicate in a non-transactional way, and a woman can perceive that. So the minute she sees that, the defenses go down, and then she can see you. Now that doesn't necessarily get you laid, but at least now she's not. What does this guy want from me?
Yeah.
So the compliment has to be non-sexual and it has to be honest. So I just can't pay you a compliment. It's got to be something specific that I notice about you. I love
But
your
what
earrings.
if she has body dysmorphia?
Doesn't matter. There's something
And
that
she
you
doesn't,
it's like earrings
she
or something.
doesn't
Shoes.
see your truth as the actual truth.
And everybody sees truth.
So
No,
Unless
but that's the whole point of body
Everybody
dysmorphia.
sees truth.
A
Either
skinny
that or
girl,
they're sociopaths.
a skinny
And if
girl
they're-
might think, "Oh, I'm so fat," but
I already said not sexual. I would say nice. I love your shoes. I love your.
What if she's got shoe dysmorphia?
Then you.
yeah. What if she got a
She's
problem
dating
with big
Nico.
feet? I remember
That's
when I
the
tell
5
that
bricks.
girl she
The
got
5
small hands at the thistle, and she started crying.
Five,
Remember that?
five bricks is
Hang
five.
on.
Five bricks.
There was a girl, fit girl, hot girl. I when I first started stand up, and I just went, "Yo, you got really small hands." She did, and she broke down in
But what
tears.
kind of
She-
mad compliment is that?
But that's not.
Who's
a
ever liked
compliment.
having mad small hands?
No, I probably say I
It's not a
probably said that
compliment.
classic. Oh, you got small hands. I love
got
because you
small
made my
penis.
cutler
Yeah,
bigger.
but that's not-
Because you made
that's
my
not a
cutler bigger or
compliment.
some shit.
You don't compliment what
But you said
what
no.
she is. You compliment what she did.
Yeah.
So if you compliment,
That's a great point.
What she did, like what?
so if you say, "Oh, your makeup is impeccable,"
So shoes, makeup, stuff like that is stuff she's
Hair.
chosen.
and if she has
But she did choose them, so that's
She
the
didn't choose
dig.
to have small hands.
She's not Donald Trump.
She was probably exposed to some chemical in the womb.
So
no,
what?
she's
That makes sense.
The
That
chemical
makes
is
sense.
dudes who keep lying
Yeah.
and keep being dishonest because they want to shoplift the pussy.
I got
They
bit
wa-
by
you
a
know,
Shoplift the
I
pussy.
got bit by a micro spider on my penis.
somehow.
Nico, you're gonna regret this
When you
podcast when you watch it back.
on this,
Yeah.
you're gonna realize how many references
Yeah.
to penis and you're gonna have to make decisions.
I'm not editing this, Leo. Nico, don't think
When
you're
you
gonna
watch,
get me
you're gonna be
editing
like,
this.
am I gay? I think this is a lot.
I'm not editing shit.
Play this for my
I'm not
therapist.
editing shit. I can't. There's too much. It's too much to edit. So the five bricks is just
You just pay 5 compliments a day
For
every
80
and
days,
not
8 weeks.
Just to fit. women.
just anyone. That's
Just
nice.
Older, younger, middle, whatever. You just have to go. I love that T-shirt, or I love
What
your
about
shoes.
kids?
Stop being a creep.
Yeah, this is getting weird now.
He's a creep.
We accept your
And you- what
homosexuality.
happens is the
All right,
simple,
cut that bit,
your
cut that bit.
your-
I'm not
just
cutting
the
nothing.
Simple contact. You being a guy who speaking to 5 women a day, that's 35 a week.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
35
good
a
exercise.
week, and it's just the exercise of just dealing with people in a way that makes you comfortable.
Because one thing I found with PUA was like you get all these guys turn up in like anoraks that are computer programmers or whatever, and finally had some money to spend on it or whatever, and they'd be spending all this money on a course, and they'd be saying to you, I just want to know the magic. Like the magic
They want
rhyme, the
magic bullet,
magic
yeah.
bullet,
There
and it's
is
like there's
no-
no fucking
there's
magic
no
bullet. It's
magic
like
bullet.
you're wearing a fucking anorak.
You
The
gotta
most,
put
the
the-
most important thing to women is what her friends think. You think she's gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to show my friends this guy in a fucking anorak. You know what I mean? Like, get the fucking anorak off. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's not 1994. You're not in Oasis.
Yeah, this is personal. That really touched me. It's
It's just people getting to the point where,
it's-
like, you know.
it's a situation where guys don't really understand. But the thing is that then they're rough on each other because they don't understand. Because if you're a man, 2 things you're supposed to know how to do is have sex and have relationships.
Yeah, it's
And if
the
you-
only
and-
measure of a man.
And if you don't have that, you feel inadequate, so it feeds into your insecurity,
Yeah.
which just perpetuates the whole thing in the first place. So the first thing you have to do is remove the fear of them just conversing, not trying to get laid, not trying to get a number. That it's not. I just need to. And so
But hang on, pause. What you say is true.
thank you. That's why I've been doing it for 10 years.
Did he have the DMTV?
No, maybe we switch.
If he'd had the DMTV, man,
So
he wouldn't have
but-
been. If Nico had it, he'd have just been sat there contemplating, I am gay. It would have just come out. It would have been. He'd have made peace with it.
What he's saying is so true. Is that when that every day, if it's a hot woman, a 9 or 10,
Yeah.
she's constantly being
hit
bombarded
on.
by, yo, you're fit, you're nice, da-da. So if you come in disinterested or apathetic, she's gonna be like,
it's not even that, just honest.
She's-
Even that other stuff is, if you're unempathetic or you like when you
Yeah.
talk about negging, all of that, it's all that's fake.
she's,
Well, it's- but that's-
she's gonna be like, hang on.
But
This is something different.
But that's the thing.
I always get that. Yeah. If you,
But that's the thing. All the criticism of PUA stuff always hinges on negging, and I think it's more of an American thing for a start. Like I think in the UK, it was more like it wasn't negging; it was like banter.
It was-
you know what I
but
mean?
it was all-
more
I
just
mean-
like same level. So like a negging was only ever like used even by American PUAs when it was a super hot girl who had a sort of bit shield up, so she didn't want men talking to her.
Yeah.
To sort of break that shield and sort of put you on the same level.
And I tell you something.
So it
I
wasn't a
realized.
sinister.
Go, man.
All right.
Listen,
hang
well, hold
on.
on. Dante's got to go, so we got to say goodbye.
Yeah. And give me 2 seconds.
Holy shit.
No, but those women, the super hot women, they are just as insecure or
More.
even more
Even more.
insecure
Even
than the
And then the
Yeah.
medium or whatever, because
Unsocially
because
accepted
they're
women.
expected higher, and they know that the only reason why somebody's messing with them is
Is-
because
exactly.
is because of the fact that they're attractive, and
Yeah.
there's nothing more substance. Everybody wants to be loved and respected on all bounds, and when you
Nico
but you got to
definitely
have
does.
the empathy. That's why empathy is important, because if you're not looking at it from her perspective, then how are you? I always say this: never you if you want to know how to get women, you don't ask. If you want to know how to kill a deer, you don't ask the deer, you ask the hunter.
Yeah.
They're the ones that they're studying her beliefs. So that's why I never take advice from women.
Yeah.
Because
They
they
just-
have
just
no
So
be
idea.
just
yourself.
message
Ah,
me.
that's
at,
interesting.
Just message me at nicoyearwood.gmail.
Listen,
So
thank.
Dante, where can people
Yeah.
find you?
You can check me out. My podcast is Man School 202. Everything is DanteNero.com. You can, if you want a consultation, you have a problem, whatever. You just go on DanteNero.com. You click on consult. Everything is Instagram, Dante. And you Google me. I've been around for a long time.
Nico just signed up for 10 sessions.
But hang on, Dante also did Black Phillip with the great Patrice O'Neill. And Patrice O'Neill is how I first discovered Dante on the Black Phillip show. So
that was like 2006.
Yeah, I knew him from
Dante's a real deal.
So tell us a few words.
He's got to go collect his kid.
All right, tell us
2000. So here's the thing.
Few words about Patrice.
It became like a cult following. We did 13 episodes on Sirius Radio, and it went online, and it became a cult following. But there's so much of that stuff that I wouldn't even subscribe to anymore because things have changed. So if I was talking about something in 2006 and I haven't learned anything in 2024, then you shouldn't listen to me. So I don't even tell. I mean, if you could watch Black Phillip as for entertainment, and I'm not saying that there's not some gems in there, but my thinking has evolved so beyond that where we were then. So, but
you said some dodgy shit on Black Phillip then.
He
disavowed it.
Watch all of it.
That read like one of those apologies from some.
That's like Dapper laughs in the turtle.
I'll tell you something crazy. We used to say there's 3 types of women. You have bears, deers, and bunnies, which would be basically on their demeanor. Bunny being very soft and a deer kind of like a womanly woman. Yeah. And the bears is like the ones that give you a lot of heat.
Yeah.
And we used to say that all the time, and then when I got older, a woman is a direct reflection of the guy she's sleeping with. So who you are, she molds to you. So if you're a pussy, she will take the dominant position.
No way.
If you're stronger, then she will take the submissive position. And that's even in lesbian relationships, because I've counseled lesbians as well, and the top still takes that dominant position, and the femme will take and gay dudes is the same thing. I've done consultation with across, because the principles are the same.
You supported Darius.
A couple of times. But it's the principles are the same. And so in 2006, that wasn't even something that we talked about.
Yeah.
It was something that my whole thinking had to wrap around this whole more progressive LGBT, just because I just wanted to make sure that the principles applied across the board, that I wasn't just talking out my ass about whatever.
I didn't mean to bring that up, man.
No, it's fine. No. I mean, it wouldn't have gone. It wouldn't be what I'm doing now if it wasn't for that. Mm-hmm. So I had my thinking, my possibility.
So your thinking has shifted.
It's evolved. I just think it's evolved, and there's a lot of.
But it should evolve.
Yeah. It should. Yeah. I mean, you should always be.
Muhammad Ali said, "The man who thinks of the world the same as 20 years later has not grown."
May not grow, but you do that. So even my thinking, ACE, the whole idea of ACE was not even something that I was trying to crystallize it to a place where I was able, that it was foolproof. And when I find with that, no matter what the problem is, no matter what problem somebody calls me up and asks me for, if I refer it back to ACE, it always works out. So you say when a guy don't have his shit together and he's a loser, but only way he's a loser, he either has to be a loser and be honest about being a loser and saying that he wants to be a loser, which means there's no problem. Because if you want to be a loser and you're a loser, then you win, right? That's what you wanted. But if you're saying I want to be a loser, I want to be great, but you don't really. You still got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah, that's why affirmations. People. There's this movement for saying affirmations in the mirror. Apparently, they do more damage because you're sort of lying to yourself.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. But it's in the doing. People.
So me saying I have a small penis is lying to myself.
We don't.
That's
know,
crazy.
But I know we're talking about dicks again.
Nico, right?
Man.
Listen, thank you so much. I'm not editing shit. Nico's coming out.
You know the name of this.
It's Dante Nero. Check him out. No, this is like the gay. This is the Dick Gays podcast ever. Thank you, listening.
200 Nico and Dicks. That's.
Bye.